Boy. Yeah, we breaking silence on the Lord, oh. So why you think we out here on the Lord for? Yeah, I'm coming through, Ja, ja, ja. Coming through, I'm coming through. Yeah, I wear the truth like a logo. So why you think I'm out here on my dolo? Yeah, I'm coming through, Ja, ja, ja. Coming through, I'm coming through.
Yo, once again, it's the We Break Silence show. E.CHARLEZ, Pamela, Rosario, Cash Walk, and VANIA, and I fixed my mic. I'm back.
You sound good.
It was just one switch.
That's all it was, right? Had that little echo on it. That was it.
Mad late, but whatever, it's all good. We got a special guest in the building.
Yes.
We do.
Deli. Harlem's own Deli.
Oh my God! Now they took his mic off.
My fault. I was too cocky on my mic. I ain't worry about you. You good now? There you go.
Good now?
Yeah, you good. You need some.
I hear you now.
Just turning your mic off.
I had to put the shine on me because I knew Deli was gonna take all the shine. I was like, I'm the guest.
Chill,
I'm the
share
guest.
and shine equally.
You are so disrespectful. He will never come back.
Right?
So funny.
Deli, welcome to the show, brother.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah.
Happy to
coming.
First things first, congrats on the EP, brother.
Thank you.
Trinidad.
Thank you, Trinidad.
Yeah, that's dope.
Thank you.
I checked it out this morning. Tell us how it came about and tell us about the title.
Alright, so Trinidad came about because I was trying to find a different lane within music. I felt like music was getting very oversaturated, and I felt like everybody was making the same sounding type of music. So my thought process was like, let me dig deep into my background and see what I could like pull out of it. And, you know, my family comes from Trinidad, Port of Spain.
Word.
Okay,
So
Hey, we Haitian, so we close.
I'm Dominican.
He's Jamaican.
Caribbean.
West Indies. West Indies in the building.
Let's go. We here.
Let's go. Sac passe.
But yeah, so basically I was just like, you know, let me dig deep into it. Let me go into my production. Let me make sure that I'm incorporating these sounds that people aren't usually hearing, these flows that people usually aren't coming across, but some similarities so people can, you know, find themselves being able to enjoy it. Because I feel like some artists that try to go too different sometimes don't allow for people to enjoy their music.
That's real talk.
That's a fact.
That's real talk.
So I tried to find like a good medium between the two. And the name comes from Trinidad, but instead of like dad, I put rad, because rad is a synonym to cool. So it's like,
I like that.
I'm cool and I'm Trini,
I like that.
I like that. Cool. So tell us, one, how long you've been doing music and what got you into doing music in the first place?
All right, so I've been doing music for about like a year and a half now.
Okay.
I think my first single dropped on April 1st or April 20th.
That was Wilder, right?
That was Trini King.
Oh, that was Trini King.
Yeah, Trini King was my first single, first video. And I started music because my friends were really big into music and I was always like shying away from it.
Really?
Like, yeah, just because I always felt like, you know, maybe like me doing music was just too much. Like, and I was always so focused on like sports and school. Like, I was a straight A student. I graduated like number 10 in my class.
Okay.
And then I ran track at Binghamton University. So I was like,
hey, you can relate, Cash.
Yeah,
like,
I was Southern. Yeah.
Okay, dope.
Not Bingham,
That's what I'm
but
saying. Like,
Southern.
I had so much on my plate. I was like, you know, I don't really have time for music.
Yeah.
I hear that.
But the thing is like, I'm proficient in percussion. Like, I play every percussion instrument.
Okay.
Like,
so you got it in you.
Yeah, like I do music, like, you know, but it just was like, let me hold off on it because I know I could do it, type of situation. But basically, my friends got me in the studio, had me freestyling a little bit, and then I was just like,
that's how it starts.
Right, and I was just like, you know what, maybe I should do music. This is kind of fun.
Yeah.
And you know, voila, now I'm here.
I like that.
That's so cool.
Surprise.
I like that. I feel like you don't hear that too much in terms of like the story, your history coming from, you know, having, you know, you're focused on important things.
Right.
A lot of times, like artists just doing whatever, and they do the
just
music,
pick it up.
you know?
Yeah. I feel
But,
like
like,
music is the type of thing where people go to when there's nothing else to.
Yeah, you had a lot of options.
Yeah, like, and I feel like that's where, you know, people start sounding the same and doing the same thing because they like, you know, I'm not really doing anything with my life, so let me just
do what the other guy was doing.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I heard Future Future do this, and like so
Yeah,
I
I
could
heard
definitely
Future
rap
do it.
like that.
Yeah.
You know?
Right, exactly.
And it just you hear a lot of it, yeah. Like you hear the especially like Future, Migos. You hear like these kind of it's like a redo
Right.
of the same songs.
Right.
So like it feel like just heavy
It's like
bass.
who could do the best.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Right.
That's
So
what the
it
industry is. Who could do it the best.
Yep.
Right.
That's it. And I mean,
That's
it's the trends, man. When it gets popping, right? Like,
Right.
It'll get popping on SoundCloud, and then the next guy will come.
Right.
But you gotta think about that. Like, what are you gonna do years from now when that song cool off? Like, do
Right.
you have any more in the tank? I know
Right.
that.
Right. So for you and your sound, what would you describe your sound as?
A sonic wave of fun.
That's like one of the best answers for that question I've ever heard. Because you asked that question to just about everybody.
Yeah.
That's like one of the best questions, like the best answer.
Yes.
And he came
A
right with it
sonic
too.
wave
It's
of
like he
fun.
already knew.
Did you have that already? He's like, let me think.
I was
A
just like,
sonic wave of fun.
I'm not gonna lie, it was one of those things like just say the first thing that comes to your mind. Because I know if I would have waited off and thought, I would have been like
that.
Yeah, no, that's so key because your song "Wildin'," I think that was the first song that I heard,
Okay.
and that was kind of the vibe that I got. I was like,
Nice.
Shout outs to your shout outs to your manager. She sent me wildin', and that joint was hard.
That's
You remember we knocked it like
Yeah.
a couple months ago, 3
Right.
months ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. That
Okay.
joint was hard.
Shout
Yeah.
out, shout out.
People was feeling
There
it.
should be
Shout
a
out to
video of me
Momager.
somewhere.
Yes.
Momager.
Momagers, okay.
Yes.
So
That's
do you do
awesome.
music full time or do you do other?
So I do music full time.
Okay.
But I also am I'm a coordinator of V Files. I coordinate the music department. So basically, I'm A&R and bringing in new artists.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
That's dope.
Yeah, so I'm basically putting people in position while I'm trying to put myself in position.
Nice.
Wow.
No handouts.
Right.
You're not gonna even give yourself a handout.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what's up.
So how did V Files come about? Tell us a little bit about that.
So I was over at Rocky's testing, like our debut. And basically, I met this rep from RCA, and she was like, "Hey, let me introduce you to the owner of V Files." And she was just like, the owner of V Files felt my energy off rep, and she was like, "Hey, I love the energy. Do you want to come intern over at V Files?" And I was like, "Sure." Like, like let's try to work out something, because I wasn't sure, like, if it's what I wanted to do in my complete summer.
Right.
So basically, we worked it out. I was interning, and then like maybe a week and a half into intern, and she was like, we're starting at this music department. Do you want to like head it, like want to be a co-headed? And I was like, yeah, like
What
that sounds
opportunity.
crazy. And I have a bunch of friends who are dope, who don't get the exposure that they need, and I want to make sure that I could give them the exposure that they need.
That's what's up.
That's
That's
really
what's
dope.
up. That's
Real quick,
real dope.
how old are you, man?
19.
Wow.
see?
Oh my God.
Years ahead of his
That's
time.
what's up. That's what's up. And you hungry.
So
And you
go back
hungry.
to 19.
Yeah, yeah,
Hey,
yeah,
yo,
yeah.
For
That'd be
real,
fun.
that's what's up, man.
Keep me at 19.
Yeah.
For real,
That's what's
man.
up. So I want to ask you, so your father,
Yes.
D. Ferg,
Yes.
icon.
Legend.
Icon.
Legend.
For real.
He made a big imprint in the hip hop game.
Right.
I'm assuming you lost him at a young age.
Yeah, I was 5 years old.
And
Rest in peace.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
sir.
Any memory of him?
So that's so funny that you asked, is that, I do have fond memories of my father, like, of experiences, but I don't remember minor details, like things like how his voice sounded or the way he walked.
Right.
Like, I don't really remember those things, but I remember like details and moments in my life that, my family can tell me about.
I'm sure
And it's
everybody
like
can
I
share
could
that.
piece it together. It's like a collective memory.
Right.
Correct.
Yeah,
That's
so
what's up, man.
but like other than that, like I do know of his impact, and
Yeah.
I feel like that's the biggest thing I should know, like
Yeah.
his impact and his legend.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
so I can continue and carry forth.
Word.
Yeah,
word.
that's what I was
Yeah.
gonna
That's what's
ask
up.
next is
Go ahead.
how his impact impacted you.
Yeah, so at first, at young age, a lot of people don't like to bring it up because, young age, you don't really need that type
Yeah.
of like
Correct.
energy around you because you want to grow as a person. So it wasn't until I was older people, started really getting in depth with, who my father was, what he had done and stuff like that. And it kind of impacts me to be great, like on my newest song, Playboy, I said my pop's a legend, but I'm finna be a little bigger, like,
Nice.
because I just feel like, him doing so much and doing, like, impacting so, like, everyone around him at the time he was here, it just makes me feel like I gotta do it 10 times fold.
You got it in you, though.
Right?
It's gotta be in you.
It's like I feel like if my father was here, he would want me to do that.
Absolutely.
Like he would ensure that I did that. So it's like
Absolutely.
it's up to me now to make sure that I do it.
Manifest it.
Right.
Now,
That's what's up.
he made the logo for Bad Boy Entertainment.
Right.
Did he make any other big logos?
He
Or?
made the Uptown logo for Andre Harrell.
Yeah, it's Andre Harrell.
Okay,
Yeah.
wow. Oh, was it like the cat? I think
Yeah,
something like
yeah, I
that.
think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what's up. Was he into fashion too? Like I didn't know like about the fashion side about your father.
So my father was a designer himself.
Yeah,
so-
designer. That's the word. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he was the designer himself. He had a brand called Hands of Color.
Okay.
And he had another brand for Ferg 54. So same gang was his crew, and basically Ferg 54 and was like the head of like same gang. That was like the logo piece.
Right.
And it's like I'm sorry.
No, it's all good.
It's signified by like this gangster face of like it's a cartoon character, but it's such a symbol. Like it's so symbol.
Yeah.
It's all good. It's all
Take
good.
a sip of water.
You good, bro? You
It's been a
good?
long day,
Right.
but yeah.
That's what's up. Now I know he was very close with this guy. I like watching his videos. Gene Dill.
Yeah.
You met him a couple times or?
Baby age.
Okay.
He's
Yeah.
a baby.
He like loves your dad. I'm a big fan because he first of all he exposed Diddy. I don't know why.
Oh yeah, I saw that video. I did see that video.
Yeah,
I
I don't know what's going on. I don't want to bring that into the interview, but
Yeah, don't do that.
but Gene Dill,
tracking the
he
game.
speaks highly of your father, so that's how
Yeah.
I learned a lot more about your dad. Like
Wow.
I would hear his name, but I didn't really know what he did, and then
Yeah, I saw
Yeah.
that video. I was just like,
Yeah.
let that be that
yeah,
business.
yeah,
I ain't gonna touch that.
yeah.
That's what's up, though, man. You know the guys out in Harlem. Like I know Harlem is like a big. There's a lot of jiggy people out there.
Yeah.
The fashion is like a big thing out there.
Yeah.
Are you into that stuff too?
Oh
or-
yeah, I'm big into fashion.
Right.
Today I'm not too fashionable.
Nah, yo, it's all good. I've been looking at the jersey. I'm like, yo, that junk kind of fresh. Yo. I was like, it's simplicity, yo. It's simplicity.
I love fashion. More so style though, because
Right.
it's a big difference
Between fashion and style.
Because a lot of things in fashion sometimes aren't that stylish.
Yes, you can't like wear them like just walking down the street. Like
Right.
the stuff you see people walking on the runway with,
Right.
you wouldn't see them walking down the street.
Exactly.
But
So
style.
I'm big into both. Like
Right.
I've been dabbling my foot more into fashion. Definitely V-Files, is a big fashion head company.
Okay.
So I'm definitely seeing more insight from just hearing designers, seeing models. I've always been around fashion though, because my mother has always kept me in the loop. Like she made sure when I was a little kid I was fresh. So.
That's what we do as moms. Moms were stylists
Keep
too.
y'all clean. Yeah, that's what's up.
So you mentioned getting into the fashion industry as well. What other projects are you working? Are you working on anything else other than your music right now?
Yeah, so I'm just started this little magazine called Helly Magazine. So basically,
I
it's
saw that.
Yo,
right?
this
Yeah.
dude is
Tell us
working,
about
man.
that. I want to know about
My
that.
man got like 6 jobs.
Yeah.
You sure you're not
Can I get a
Jamaican,
job?
yo?
You hiring, bro?
You sure you're not Jamaican, yo? Y'all might be a little bit Jamaican, yo. He got like 6 jobs already. He's only 19, yo.
I have great organization skills in case you're looking for an assistant. I'm just saying. I'm really
definitely
organized.
keep you in mind. Nah, yeah. I'm basically just trying to dabble my foot into everything while I can. I don't want to grow older and then feel like, dang, I should have did this or I should have started on that when I was younger.
Yeah.
I feel like even if I don't complete it, it's like to say that I started it and have like
Yeah.
a little bit of experience in
Yeah.
it is that I can offer my help to someone else. Maybe.
Absolutely.
Right. That's big. So tell us a little bit about the magazine. And
Alright, so Helly Magazine basically showcases, all the great like artists that sometimes aren't in the headlines, like you don't hear on the radio.
Yeah.
That even if they get in a million plays, not your average person's gonna know who they are.
Okay.
And so I just basically dedicate myself to finding out these like new artists, like basically A&R, just so like people can know that they're out there. Because a lot of the times a lot of good music goes overseen or like
Absolutely.
yeah, you might go your whole life without hearing dope people.
Absolutely.
We need to
Like-
get him to send some of them joints over here.
yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
yeah.
for
So
real.
This is what this station is about,
Yeah,
man. We
for
trying to get them
real.
when we're
opportunities to the
off air, we
up-and-coming.
play music from up and coming artists, the stuff
yeah.
that the radio don't play. So
Yeah.
if you got artists, send me them
I got
joints.
send them.
If
loads
they're
of
clean,
artists.
I will play them 24/7.
I got loads of artists,
Yes,
and
let me know.
and it doesn't stop at hip hop,
Yeah,
A lot-
no, and that's what we are too.
Same
We play play all genres.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because there's a bunch of people out there, who don't come out with hip hop and maybe soul R&B.
Yeah, that's fine.
And I love that.
That's
yeah,
fine.
like soul
R&B
R&B.
on a comeback
I
right
was
now.
gonna say R&B kind of died out. You gotta bring it
R&B
back.
is on a comeback.
R&B
back.
is low key coming back.
Yeah,
it is.
Like
It
you got to
is.
think about all of the you got to think about SZA. You got to think
Yes.
about her.
Yes.
Yeah.
Roy Woods. Roy Woods is a little poppy.
You know Miguel.
But like Daniel Caesar.
Daniel Caesar's my guy.
Like Khalid. Like you got
Yes.
these people who are low key
Soul
dominating. Like the artistry right now, like there's people are looking forward to that type of music.
Right.
You look at Kendrick Lamar, like
Yeah.
how he came from hard rapping to now he's
All the rappers are going with melodies now,
right
bro. Everybody's
because it's just more appealing to the ear.
Right.
It's easier to listen to.
Exactly.
I've always been an R&B type of girl.
Sometimes you just don't want to hear all the cussing and swearing.
Yeah.
Right,
and
and then a lot of the times that a lot of this rap is just a bunch of misogyny and it's just a bunch of unrealistic ideals
Right.
that
unrealistic actions and everything too.
Right, exactly, and it's just like a lot of times that's just not driving the youth to a good place, and it's
Right.
people are more inclined to play stuff that's more empowering, stuff that makes you feel good rather than make you feel angry or violent.
Right.
So that's where I come from with my music too. Like I don't want people to feel violent or feel like they want to
For real.
go beat
Rob
up
a
someone
bank.
else, rob a bank, join a gang. Like that's not what
Yeah.
I try to promote, at least in
Right.
myself.
Word.
I like that.
So speaking of violent and gangs, what do you think about the Junior situation?
Yeah,
what are your thoughts
you're a
on
New
that?
Yorker, so we got to hear from you.
Yeah, I just want to, since you're from New York, I want to know what
rest
the
in
move
peace
is
to that
out
little
there.
kid. Being first, I've experienced firsthand in the streets, what it's like.
Yeah.
Right.
And I can say this, that it ain't no joke out there for
Nah, it's
real.
not, man.
I grew up in the streets of Bronx and Harlem, so it's just I've experienced, I've lost friends myself, and it's
Yeah.
just something like that is so sad because it's like you never know who it could be.
Nah.
And you never know if it could be you.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm 100% sure that kid had no
No
idea.
idea.
He had no idea,
idea
bro.
that was
Right.
coming.
And it was so sad because it's just it's so cowardly that, seven grown people like
Grown men, bro.
grown men, after 18 years old, you're a grown man.
Oh,
especially
yeah,
in the
of course.
streets.
Yeah.
Of
Yeah,
course.
and it's just for them to do all that for that kid, regardless of what situation, it's never that serious.
Nah,
As a
it's
kid,
not
yo.
that serious.
Even if they want, I honestly
You hit
wouldn't
it
even
right in the nail.
understand if they even beat him up and knocked him around a little bit.
Yeah,
I would have even been able to understand that. It's messed up still, but if he's left alive, he's whatever. I could deal with that. But the way it's just
Yeah, but that's
man.
just a lot of that. That's just a lot of
It's that culture.
It's that culture that a lot of people come, a lot of people aren't from New York. They come to New York and they bring over that
Yeah.
gang issues from wherever you're at,
Right,
and then
right.
they bring it into our society, our communities, and they dish that out like it's regular.
Yeah.
And it gives a bad outlook on the whole New
All
York
of
City.
New York City, yeah.
We looking like how Chicago was looking 3 years
Right,
ago. How
yeah.
it sounded like, oh nah, Chicago's
Yeah.
dangerous.
Yeah.
Right.
Meanwhile, Chicago's a beautiful place.
I
Yeah,
go
it
to
really
Chicago
is, yeah.
several times. I
Exactly.
went a year ago.
And you don't want people to have that outlook on your community,
Nah.
don't go over to New York.
Right.
And you want people
Or
to
if you
come
go
to New York, man.
don't go to the Bronx.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm
Correct,
saying?
correct.
That's
Exactly.
just not. You don't want that.
Exactly. And I feel like it just gotta, in order for that to change, it just got to be a whole culture change.
Of
Yeah.
course.
We have to change the music we listen to, change the way we talk,
Yeah.
change the way we think.
Right.
I just had to be a whole wave of things for it to
Absolutely.
change.
I'm really impressed
But-
by you, brother. 19 years
man.
old.
Yeah.
19 years old. He got
I'm
a lot of
serious.
wisdom,
I'm
man.
really impressed.
A lot of wisdom. You can tell he listened to his OGs. For all the kids out there listening, listen to your OGs. When I
Listen to
talk
them.
to you, listen.
But being in the music industry, do you feel like nowadays the hip hop space, not just hip hop, just music in general, is now going more positive? I feel like now there's more gospel music, more gospel raps, and I feel like hip hop in general is going more positive. Do you agree with that? What do you think about that?
I feel like hip hop is going in many different ways. It just really depends on. And the beauty of it is that you can choose the one you listen to now. Before hip hop was very main focused.
Right.
Yeah.
You didn't, a lot of gospel rap or positive rap, melodic rap wasn't showcased. If you listen to that, that's because you were really searching for that.
Yeah,
Or because it wasn't available. And I feel like hip hop is opening up its avenue.
Yeah.
So I don't
Lot
feel
of
like
different lanes.
right. I don't feel like anything is growing more than one another. I just feel like everything is growing in its own separate way. So if you want to listen to it, because there's still very old school rap. Like, not saying not old school, but like not boom bap, but like very like, you know.
There's still that too.
Yeah, like this. Yeah, it's still boom bap, but there's still like, you know, the whole radio, like, you know, in the club bangers, you know, strippers, money. There's still that. That's still very relevant. But then there's other people, you know, you got like Shine, you know, like kids who are talking about other stuff. You got Joey Badass. You got.
Oh, I love Joey.
Yeah, you got a bunch of different artists who are talking about way more different things, and that's the beauty of it. I feel so. I feel like everything is. I feel like diversity is coming more about. I don't feel like anything is taking over one another.
Yeah, the hip hop tree definitely got a lot of branches right now. Like definitely. There's even I was even listening to this. I saw this other band. It was like a country music rap group.
Yeah,
I saw it on Facebook. I was
crazy.
Blown away by this.
Yeah, but that's so fire because that's why hip hop is becoming the most consumed.
It's
music.
the most popular genre,
right?
Yeah,
because
it is.
rock was the only one. Rock and pop music were the only two genres of music that could go every lane and everybody loves it. You know, now that the fact that we can say hip hop could do that, it's just like, bro, let's go.
You hear it in commercials,
Right.
You see it in movies.
Hip hop is definitely an open market
Like,
now.
you got Metro Boomin and SZA in a Gap commercial. That's
crazy.
That's fire.
Crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's like unheard of.
Right. You only see Ashley Tisdale or like.
Yo, you got Pharrell doing soundtracks for Despicable Me, like kid movies.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That was big.
Movie.
That's fire.
That was
crazy.
big. That's
Like,
big.
You got
That's
Kendrick
true.
Lamar doing the soundtrack for Black Panther. You got all
Future doing it for Superfly.
right, like you got
Executive
all,
producing, like
you got
crazy.
all of this, like, you know, growth in hip hop. It's just sounding like a beauty to me because this is something that we came up,
Yes.
you know,
Correct.
being like told like, yo, don't listen to rap. It's associated with gangs, violence, this and the third. And it's just like to now that it's evolved from gang and violence to, you know, I'm doing movie soundtracks for little kids.
Yo,
It's like, come on.
When you do a movie soundtrack for little kids, that's a big
you
year.
winning.
You're winning for sure.
And they got 3 of them things. too. I got a 6-year-old niece and a 4-year-old nephew. They got 3 of them things. I've seen all of them.
And they all great soundtracks.
Yeah,
If you listen to this, if you watching Despicable Me at like my age, I was like, yo, this is rock.
Yo, when that happy song came out, I could not help but sing that song like, every time. Could you just imagine like just a grown man walking around because I'm happy?
That's dope. That's dope for the culture, bro.
Yo,
For real.
Like that was crazy,
We
man.
need to just keep on pushing for real. We don't know where we can stop.
That's what I'm saying. And honestly, more than anything, you mentioned that it was something that we created. Like we, Black and Hispanics, let's just keep it 100. Yo, we come from those communities that it's hard. It created an avenue, a moneymaker, a way for us to get ourselves out of those situations and out of those conditions that we were living in. So more than anything, I'm happy for that because yo, you 19 years old, yo, you over here running a business, where else in the world could you have done that?
Right.
And what other thing could you have done that?
Right, and I'm blessed to to be able to do that.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people sometimes don't have the opportunities or possibilities I have.
Absolutely.
But that's the reason why for people like me who does have the opportunities and possibilities to make sure that people can have those opportunities and possibilities.
And like how you passing it on to everybody else and you giving everybody else a shot too. You're not just soaking all the shine, you sharing it. I like that.
It's all about the growth in the community.
Absolutely.
It has nothing to do with about the individual. Because once an individual is gone, what have they left behind?
Their legacy.
Right.
That's big.
Let's go back to Harlem real quick. I got a question for you. Is bike riding the new skateboard over there? I see everybody with bikes right now, bro.
Don't get me started. I love the bike. I grew up. It's funny because I grew up skateboarding.
Word.
And the thing is I did bikes when I was a little kid, but I never was wheeling down a block. I was more so skateboarding. Then when I got into bikes, it was maybe I was 6th grade. I was doing more BMX tricks, but now. Biking is a movement.
I'm seeing it.
A movement.
I've
seen a gang of bicycle kids when I was going to the Apollo when I went to go see Jesus and Miro.
That's probably Rough Riders, Young Rough Riders.
They was so deep.
I would think Young Rough Riders. It's be the 150 of us,
and they're all BMX bikes and stuff.
Yeah,
all BMX
That's
bikes,
crazy.
big rippers.
Yo, crazy.
Wow.
You gotta go get yourself a big
6, 7
ripper.
of them.
I need to see everybody here with a big ripper tomorrow.
We gonna take a picture on Instagram and screenshot you.
I gotta go cop one of them things for sure.
It's just you don't know why, and it's just bringing about a sense of being fit in community. It's just it's like aside from rap and you know playing the block or doing whatever, it's just spending your time more constructively.
Yeah.
You know, bikes are getting people off the streets nowadays. You know, I just seen the other day I grew up watching him. He rides bikes. I forgot his name, like off the top of my head. But I just seen him the other day. He was looking clean, looking fresh. I'm like, yo, what you was doing? He's like, yo, bro, I got sponsored. And he was a dude who was up when I was in 8th grade, up in 6 a.m. on the dirt bikes.
Wow.
So, like, looking like a dirt ball in the streets. And now, look, he's sponsored. He clean, he fresh.
Word,
you know, he
good.
getting money. Like, so.
That's what's up, yo.
So I feel like, you know,
Opportunities, man.
any way you could get it, do what you love. You're gonna find a way to make money.
Yeah,
That's
man.
true.
Opportunities, they
Very
open up, yo. The doors are open for you, for sure.
Definitely.
That's a good
Tell
outlook,
us
too.
a little bit about, there was an event, Summer Jam and the museum. I'm forgetting the name now.
Oh yeah.
Tell us a little bit about what that was.
So basically, Summer Jam had created a museum with UHH. I forgot what UHH. I think it's University of Hip Hop.
Right. Yes. There you go. Yeah.
So Summer Jam had partnered with University of Hip Hop about all of the years Summer Jam from when it started up until current.
Oh wow.
And so basically, they had asked me to basically share my most fond Summer Jam experience. And I had told them it was when Rocky and the Mob came out to it was the Mob. They was headlining the Summer Jam, and I came out on stage. And then they had brought strippers out, and I was like 16 years old.
You're like, what?
I was like, oh,
Turn up.
And then so it was like this candid moment where like you had me squatting, and the cameraman got me, and like I was like 2.2 centimeters away from the stripper, and I was just like,
Hit him with that smile.
yeah, and I was just like, you know, and I remember that because it was just like so random, but it was like such an experience. And me being at 16, like first I'm on Summer Jam stage, I'm like,
Crazy.
yeah, I'm like,
that's
whoa,
huge.
this is
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then second, like I ain't never been near no strippers, so I'm,
Right.
I'm like, hey.
You in heaven right now.
So I was just,
Crazy.
I was
At
just
16.
feeling, I was feeling
Rocky
good.
shows is always crazy. I seen Rocky at Jones Beach. He had
Yeah.
like, I swear it's like 50 people on stage.
Yeah.
I couldn't even see him.
gosh.
Like it was like I heard him,
It's
but I
always
didn't
a
see him. It
turn
was
up.
mad people. They was throwing water on people and splashing everything. They had like gallons of Henny on the stage.
It's
It
all
was
about
litty up there.
It's all about the energy. It's
Yeah,
all
man.
about the energy, and I feel like that's what they do best. You know, they share the energy with their crowd and their audience.
The whole mob,
Right.
right? Oh, I was gonna say, are we talking about that?
Yeah,
are we bringing that up?
we was
Yeah,
gonna
you
bring
bring
that
it
up.
up.
So,
I want to. Now that I know you like sharing the shine.
Go ahead.
You know what I'm saying?
Bring it up, bro.
Let the audience know who your brother is, man.
All right, so I am also the younger brother of A$AP Ferg. Shout out to Ferg.
I love that
family.
new Harlem anthem too, by the
Oh,
way.
really?
Yes.
Oh my
Welcome
God, that
to
song was
Harlem.
crazy.
Yeah, you know what the crazy thing is? I was in the studio when he first made that. It was at Quad Studios, and I was like, "Yo, what is this for?" Like, you know, it sounds dope.
Yo,
he's
I
like, "Yo,
love
it's for
it.
the Uncle Drew movie." I'm like,
oh wow, that's dope. That's dope.
Yeah.
I want to catch that
It's on
movie
the
too.
soundtrack.
"It's the first track off the soundtrack."
Nice.
Yo. So I definitely. am
Kyrie
gonna-
got a song up there too.
Yeah,
He's singing.
Shout out
Yeah,
to
right?
Kyrie
Yeah.
and shout out Uncle Drew. We gonna go see that in the
Yeah,
movie.
yeah,
That's what's
yeah.
up, definitely, man. For
Yeah.
sure, yo. I like that, man. So, what kind of doors is that? Has that opened up some doors for you too?
I mean,
Like,
definitely. The thing is that I'm not the biggest fan of, you know, throwing out like, you know, yo, this
Right.
is
Yeah.
younger
Right,
brother, this
yeah.
and the third.
Yeah.
I'd rather people like bob off my energy.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
And then get to know me and decide if they like me for me. And then,
Exactly.
you know, if it comes up in conversation, like, I'll never deny it. If somebody ever come up to me like, yo, you Ferg's brother, right? I'm like, yeah, you know, because that's my family. I grew up around
Of
him.
course.
No point of denying, you know, but it's not a thing of abusing.
you're not running around and be like, yo, give me this. I'm first brother. Or let
Right,
me in
right.
here.
Yeah.
I'm first
I feel like
brother.
that's corny.
That's corny.
Yeah,
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
super
yeah.
corny,
Yeah.
and it's just like that. It just gives an outlook on people too. He's like, oh, he thinks he's all that because of whatever.
Correct.
Yeah,
You don't strike me as the type of person who be like wanting to ride the coattails. Like
Nah.
you seem like you want to make your own
I want to
way.
make my own lane, and you know that's the thing. A lot of people always ask me every day, like, "Yo, bro, how come you just don't get lit with your brother?" Like, I'm just like, "Come on, bro."
Nah,
Like,
man.
I'm like, first of all, do I look like that tight? And then
Yeah.
second of all, it's just like that's what people who don't know how to make a way for themselves.
Yeah,
do.
dude.
Absolutely.
You know, like when people feel like they have no other option to turn, they gonna rock coattails.
And I'm sure he respects that so much out of you because he probably could just snap
Yeah.
a finger, tell somebody he know from all
Right.
the years he been in it.
Yeah.
You know,
Right. And you
he
know,
been in this thing more like probably like 10 years himself. You know, he could just snap his fingers and just be like,
Right,
yo,
right.
my
And
brother
it-
needed something and that's it.
And it's not even a thing of that too. You know, it's just like, you know, I know for myself. I know like my pops would never accept that. You know,
Yeah.
never accept me just riding my brother's coattails
Absolutely.
and making sure that like and you know, it's not a thing of him. It's not that he can't support. You know, like, you know, he's put up my what's it called, my EP up on his Instagram. You know, he posted me and stuff like that. But it's not a thing of, you know, he don't have to fully back me up to know that I'm gonna be okay.
Yeah.
Because he knows I got the hustler inside of me, like he has it in him.
You get the discount on the feature though. I'm saying, you gotta get that discount on the feature. If anything, yo, I'd be like, yo, I mean, can I just get the feature for the low?
There should be signs.
Like, bruh, help me out.
Do you guys got a record together? Do you want to have a record with him?
Listen, my mouth is sealed.
Okay.
We break silence.
Calm down, guys. Calm down.
Listen, just know if and when me and my brother drop a track, it's gonna be something that, you know, the world should be ready for.
Yeah.
You know, they gonna make sure that there's gonna be a deli and then there's a Ferg, and then that's when it will happen. That's when you'll hear the magic.
Exactly.
Nice.
Well, I'm already ready,
it.
so
I look forward
I'm
to that
already
too.
ready. That's what's up, man.
So now that you've been, sorry if I cut you off. So as you've been, you know, doing music for a little over a year now, what are some of the most important things that you feel like you've learned just being like in the industry and watching things, seeing things?
Patience. You know, it's everyone doesn't have patience, and you know.
It's the world we live in, man.
Right,
Social media makes
Yep.
everything so quick.
Right, it's like, you know, the social media pushes you to like, yo, I gotta release this and the third. Yo, this person's going there, this person's doing that.
Right.
It's just like, take your time, because everyone's path and process is completely different.
Move at your own pace.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, like a lot of times, like I said, like how the game is oversaturated. Like, you know, you got Migos putting out 40 songs a year. You don't want to be Migos putting 40 songs out a year, because first of all, you're not Migos, and you can't. It's like, you know, you're not gonna get the same result. Like, you got to give people time to appreciate and love your art.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, people just gonna pass over everything.
Right.
You know what happens if you put out 5 songs that one person didn't like? He's not gonna listen to your 6. She's not gonna listen to your 6.
Correct.
Like, they just gonna like, oh, another one. Like,
Right. You just get
chill.
tired of it.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
you know, make people want it.
Yes.
You know,
I hear that.
It's like the name of the game is sales and marketing. How you gonna market yourself?
Facts.
Like, you don't want people to you don't want to market yourself as the dude who gonna put out a song every week. You want to market yourself as, yo, he just put out one project. Yo, I
Gotta
love
go
that
get
project.
that.
Right? Look at Frank Ocean. You know, Frank Ocean in essence isn't like. Not to say he isn't bigger, hasn't been doing it as long as Jay-Z,
Right.
but he's just as coveted as Jay-Z.
Yeah.
He gets more money per show than Jay-Z
Yo.
because
sure.
he's so exclusive with his stuff, his music, his
Yeah.
performance, his like how he's seen in the public eye.
He only got like 2 albums
Got
Yeah.
in his
two
whole
I was gonna
career.
say.
and he's been out since I was a
Yeah.
kid, since
Wow.
kid. Not
Yeah,
even
that
talking.
Channel
I'm a
Orange
kid
is
now, but
serious.
a kid,
Yeah.
toddler,
Right. Yeah.
and you know, he's getting 2.5 a show.
That's crazy.
He's the highest paid performer.
Yeah.
2.5 a show.
It's a hot ticket.
Right,
It's a
Come
hot
on,
ticket.
right, and that's
Right.
what I'm saying. Like,
He don't tour much
You want to
and
be
he
the
don't
Frank
have much.
Ocean. You want to be the Frank Ocean. You want to be the Jay-Z's, who's not putting out 1,000,001
Quality.
albums.
Quality,
right?
not quantity.
Exactly, because people would rather. I know for myself, I'd rather hear one person give one good song rather than one person give 100 bad.
Right.
Yeah.
I hear
That's
that. I hear that.
One last
smart.
question before we let you go, brother. Do you feel like you put too much expectation or pressure on yourself because of who your father is, who your brother is?
Yeah, but I feel like that. You know, I feel like pressure builds diamonds.
Yes.
And you know, I feel like, you know, me being so hard on myself made me into the like young man that I am, and it made me into the artist that I am. Because without that pressure, I don't feel like I would really be pushing myself to be the best.
Right.
You know, I would probably be content with, oh, this sounds good, oh, this sounds decent, but you know, being that, you know, I got these idols to look up to and model myself after, I gotta make sure that I'm the best that I could possibly be.
Right.
Word.
Right.
I like that
Nice.
answer,
Dope.
That's
brother.
what's up, man. We gotta look out for you, bro. Like,
Yes.
you're so young. You got such a good head on your
Yeah.
shoulders,
Thank
man.
you.
You
Thank
are
you.
going places. I promise you that, yo.
Sure.
Thank
And
you.
I was gonna say, with Trinidad is out. Anything in the works right now, or
Yo,
you quiet about it?
Well, shout out to Trinidad, shout out Playboy.
Where could they find that?
That's everywhere on every streaming platform. You know, I got Hidden Treasures. It was out on SoundCloud, but it's dropping on every platform on
Okay.
Saturday.
Word.
I got some real heat. Like, you know,
All
Trinidad
right.
was the warm up.
Yeah.
But I got some real fire
You cooking?
in the way.
You cooking?
Yeah.
All right, good.
When do you plan on dropping that?
Listen, all I gotta say is Island Boys.
Okay.
Respect.
Yo, before we officially let you go, can you spit a little something for us? A little something.
Oh.
Just a little. Something light. Something light. Something
Y'all got
light.
any clean?
You could hold the
We made it.
Alright, this might not. I don't know how good I am at freestyling. This is for my first freestyle.
It's all good. Just something light. Something light.
Hey, yeah, hey, yeah. Say we at the villa, we counting the skrilla. My team is the realest, we get it, it's trillest. Already illest, the illest. Wait, I it's so hard not to curse. I've been so cursing. Here we go. Wait, hold on. Here we go. Yeah, hey. We break silence, now bring out the sirens. No time for the hire, no time for the lying. No things designing, all my team is designing. Work up at V-Files, my team get C now. I don't know, that was it. A little flow. I like it.
I don't care.
It's hard to like censor yourself.
It's so hard. People don't know how hard it is to freestyle clean. Cause I be in the car trying to do it, you know what I mean?
Freestyle.
But
Yeah, you see, look, y'all done got me a new skill I need to work on.
he always do that to people, yo. He be like, oh, let me see if he can
You
freestyle.
got to.
That's
You
a
got
DJ
to.
move.
Cause you know,
Up here.
it's like, you know, it's so easy to curse. And it's so easy to just
To
do the
fill it
easy.
in, right?
Yeah, it's so easy. I
Yeah.
feel like, you know, if someone gave me a topic, I could probably go better.
Definitely.
Give me a topic.
Bikes. BMX
bikes.
bikes. Yes.
Let me
Go ahead.
Yeah. Hey. Yeah. Said we in Harlem. We biking. Ninjas ain't fighting. None of. Yo, promise you next time I got you. Matter of fact, go check
all good.
YouTube,
It's all good.
SoundCloud.
We got the comeback. I like
I'll
it.
be freestyling.
Let us know your social media, websites, all that.
So follow me on Instagram at 27deli. That's 27DELLY. Follow me on Twitter at theplayerdeli. Contact me at deli@vfiles.com. And if you're an artist and you feel like you're not getting the exposure you can, please hit me up. You know, it's not all about me today.
He got you.
Word.
He got you.
I like that, man.
Deli, thank you for coming, brother.
Yes.
Thank you for having
Thank
me.
you for
This
joining
is
us.
dope.
That was a great interview.
That was great.
Very good. I love where your head's at for 19.
Word, because at 19,
I
my head was not like
yes,
this.
I was not focused at 19, brother.
19,
Women
dang. I'm
women
like
in
embarrassed of who
parties,
I
boy.
was at 19.
That's it. Women in parties. That's all I was thinking
Yeah.
about. I wish I was like
Yeah,
that straight.
man.
He's squared away right now. I'll
Word,
be
he's
rich
all
by now.
set.
I feel like I got the parties out of my system. I feel
Yeah.
like the generations is just moving quicker and quicker. That's
Word.
probably why.
Word.
You know.
Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, man. Continue doing what you do, brother. We here, bro. Anytime you want to come back, let me know.
Thank you.
Definitely.
You know, this is
Definitely.
definitely
Always
dope.
welcome.
This is
Yeah,
probably
I'll come
my.
back for next season. Shoot.
Yes.
I could tell you this is probably the best interview that I've
Oh,
ever had.
good looks.
So we doing our job over here too. Then. I appreciate
Good looks,
that.
brother. Good looks. Once again, it's the We Break Silence show. E.CHARLEZ, Pamela Rosario, Cashwalk, and VANIA. I'm so happy I fixed my mic. I'm sorry. I'm an audio guy, so it was killing me the whole show.
Yo,
I
what
was
is wrong
wondering
with
what
this
you was
mic?
doing. I couldn't even tell.
Yeah.
Every
it was
time.
weird.
On every break, he was doing that.
Yeah, we won't be here next week, but we'll be back the final 2 weeks to wrap up the season, and then we'll be off for the summer, and we'll be
Period.
right back. Any announcements, guys? I know we got the event in July.
Yeah, so
Fashion
Danbury
show.
Fashion Show is happening in July. You're welcome to come to that.
Oh,
It's a
I'm
week-long
definitely-
event.
Oh, it's a jiggy.
So I'll be hosting on the actual fashion show, which is the
Yes.
28th of July.
Okay.
But there's like a party the 27th, a bunch of different events, so I can send you the
Yeah,
information.
definitely.
What day is it?
Well, the 27th is the party, the 28th is the actual show.
Okay.
Danbury Fashion Show.
Gotcha.
Cash
So,
and VANIA will be
we'll be in the
interviewing
building.
backstage.
Period.
So,
but check out their Instagram for more information
Yes.
at Danbury Fashion Show.
Yes.
And I'll
And
be
we'll-
putting up stuff on my Instagram as well, so make sure
Send
you
me
follow.
stuff so I can
Yeah?
put on the New Villa Radio Instagram too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
And that's all we have. We'll see you guys in 2 weeks, man.
Period.
Right.
Bye.
Good night.
Good night, y'all.
Later.
This is New Villa Entertainment.